Who doesn't want more money? In recent weeks, the stock market has hit all-time highs as popular tech companies like Nvidia and Microsoft and Google have made early AI investors a fortune. Meanwhile, Bitcoin has shattered its $100,000 record, leading to a new wave of crypto mania. I mean, get this. There are now more than 170,000 crypto millionaires worldwide. And other assets like gold, private equity, and real estate are earning investors breathtaking financial returns. Now, as inflation cools and interest rates drop, one thing is clear: money's in the air. And that's why President Trump just signed a groundbreaking executive order that could unleash the biggest wave of new wealth our country has seen in more than a century. Because unlike stocks and crypto and gold and real estate, which take a lot of money and sometimes years to pay off, President Trump's new executive order could give regular, everyday Americans the chance to build extreme wealth without waiting decades, without any kind of initial investment or risky speculation, and without the fear and uncertainty that holds many people back from achieving true financial success. Now, the Wall Street Journal says that President Trump's executive order will completely reshape the world of finance, making it easier for more people to get ahead. And CNBC says that this new opportunity could create as much new wealth for regular citizens that it would be like getting rich from companies like Tesla and Nvidia before they went public. Now, I want you to let that sink in. Nvidia is the world's largest and the most valuable company in history. It's worth a staggering $4 trillion. That's 4 trillion with a T. Yet Yahoo Finance and the New York Times report that President Trump's windfall executive order could shake up more than $12 trillion. That's 3 times the size of Nvidia. Now, I know that's a mind-boggling amount of money. So let me put that much money into perspective for you. 12 trillion is 45 million every 24 hours a day for the next 30 years. That's how big this financial opportunity is. Now, like I said, that kind of money is almost unfathomable. Now, of course, I'm not suggesting that you'll make trillions, billions, or even millions for that matter. I'm just sharing these numbers so that you can fully appreciate the size and the scope of the giant financial tidal wave that's about to sweep over this country. This is the kind of once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that creates massive generational wealth for those who act. Because right now, with President Trump's new executive order, honest, ethical, hardworking citizens all across our great nation will have the opportunity to tap into the same extravagant wealth gusher, giving them the chance to easily earn thousands of dollars every single month without investing in stocks or real estate, without launching a startup or wasting your time with low-paying side hustles. I mean, no wonder Larry Fink, the CEO of the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, said that this executive order will greatly expand prosperity for more people. And already, people are starting to get paid, just like Honey Secunda, who made $4,320, and Christopher Butler, who got paid $4,387, and Rosa Rodriguez, who cashed her $2,874 check. Then there's Alvin Sun, who banked not one, but 2 hefty checks. The first, $4,446, and a second check for $3,570. That's more than $8,000. And what did Alvin have to do to get this money? Nothing terribly difficult or time-consuming. In fact, Alvin said this. He said, "It's as easy as making a few phone calls and sending a couple of emails." Now, there's a little more to it than that, but not much. President Trump's executive order has swung open the door for a far simpler, easier, and more consistent way for regular Americans to earn more money on a predictable and ongoing basis. Now, this is the financial breakthrough of our lifetime, and nothing, not AI, not interest rates, not the economy, or any kind of geopolitical conflict can stop it. And as I'll show you today, nothing's stopping you from profiting from it, because this opportunity, it's open to everyone. There's no barrier to entry. There's no credit check. And there's no complicated or confusing technology needed for you to be successful. You just need a cell phone and an internet connection and the desire to build wealth, and I will show you the rest. So if you've been praying for a solution to your money worries, or you've been looking for ways to supplement your retirement income, or maybe you just want some extra cash lying around to bless your children or even your grandchildren, then this could be exactly what you've been looking for. Millions of people will now have the opportunity to join the financial elite, and I want you to be one of them. Hi there, my name is Lee Arnold, and in the next few minutes, I'll reveal how you can capitalize on President Trump's new executive order and begin using a proven, simple, and mostly passive three-step process to potentially make an extra $1,000, $3,000, even $5,000 or more for yourself every single month. Just like Sheila Wakeman, who earned a check for $1,260, and then a few weeks later, Sheila received another payment, this time a check for $4,635. Then she got paid again, just 11 days later, with yet another check for $2,961. Now that means in less than 2 weeks, Sheila made more than $7,500, and combined, her paydays totaled nearly $9,000 in, now get this, exactly 45 days. Now, Sheila didn't get this money from drop shipping, driving for Uber, or flipping houses. Yet she pulled in almost $9,000 within a matter of 2 weeks, and while in retirement, mind you. Sheila went from a total beginner to having nearly $9,000 in her bank account, all by following the same simple three-step process that I'm going to share with you today. And the best part, Sheila can rinse and repeat this easy three-step process over and over again for as much money as she likes. And that's why I'm calling this the ultimate income opportunity. And it's a way for you to legitimately earn more income by providing real value for others that has been proven to work for anyone, regardless of your current financial situation. Now imagine what it would be like to have consistent checks for several $1,000s show up almost automatically in your mailbox. What could that do for your lifestyle, your financial obligations, even your peace of mind? I mean, for many people right now, that kind of extra semi-passive income would be a major blessing worth celebrating. And that's the power of the ultimate income opportunity. And today I'm going to show you how, because of President Trump's groundbreaking executive order, that this ultimate income opportunity is about to go completely mainstream, as it will give people from all walks of life the chance to achieve true financial freedom. Now, even the White House said that President Trump's move could greatly enrich the lives of more than 90 million Americans, or about 1 in every 3 people. And again, this isn't about trading stocks or joining the gig economy or multi-level marketing or some other kooky get-rich-quick scheme. It's not about taking any unnecessary risks either. This is a simple and proven way to potentially double, triple, even quadruple your monthly income in a short amount of time, all from the comfort of your own home or wherever you love doing life the most. Because you could follow this simple three-step process while enjoying the sun, lying seaside on a Caribbean beach, or while sipping a caramel macchiato as you sit back and relax at an Italian cafe. Or maybe from an English farm cottage that you Airbnb'd for a week. All you need is a cell phone, an internet connection, and the ability to submit some paperwork. And as I'll show you, it's so easy that even a 5th grader could do it. Then you could be on your way to cashing consistent income checks as often as you like. Just like when Stacy Pickles got paid $2,835 and Alvin's son received a payment of $1,979. I mean, this guy is a rock star. He uses the same simple three-step process to earn $1,000 checks like this all the time. For example, Alvin received a check for $3,480, and then he went on an absolute roll as Alvin cashed in separate checks of $1,400, $2,398, $3,087, and $5,516. Guys, that's a grand total of $12,401. That's more than double the average person's monthly income, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and stretched out over a year. That kind of consistent monthly and mostly passive income translates to nearly $150,000. Now again, I can't guarantee that you'll have success like Alvin. Like I said, he's a rock star who has taken what I've taught him and he's excelled at every level. But as you can see, depending on how ambitious you are and the amount of money that you want to make, it is possible to earn six figures and even multiply six figures in a single year, just by continuously following this simple three-step process. Now, I want you to imagine stepping onto an instant money escalator with a free ride to the top, where every move up seems like another $1,000 check going into your mailbox. I'm talking about the chance to earn semi-passive income on a recurring basis to wipe out your credit card debts, potentially pay off your mortgage early, and fund a comfortable retirement, and still have enough money left over to pay for your dream vacations. Because President Trump's watershed executive order has the power to give men and women all over the country the chance to cash recurring income checks of $1,000, $3,000, or even $5,000 or more in as little as just 45 days. And anyone with a cell phone and an internet connection can take advantage of this ultimate income opportunity. Doesn't matter how old or young you are. It doesn't matter what your education level is. Doesn't even matter what side of the tracks you grew up on or how you vote. None of that stuff matters. Because with President Trump's new executive order, you just have to be willing to follow my simple three-step process of 1, making a few phone calls, 2, sending a couple of emails, and 3, submitting some paperwork, which I will walk you through. It's all completely painless. And it takes as little as 20 to 30 minutes a day for a total of a couple hours per month. Tops. That's it. In fact, you could probably send the emails while you're watching Netflix, or you could submit the paperwork while you're waiting for the laundry to finish. This really doesn't take a lot of time, especially when you compare it to working a full-time job, working 40 hours a week. But unlike a traditional job, with the ultimate income opportunity, there's no limit to how much money you can make. Which means you can follow my simple, again, three-step process with this ultimate income opportunity over and over and over again, allowing you to make as much money as you want. Just like Tyone Robinson, who cashed a check for $2,000, then 2 separate checks of $4,875, and then another one for $2,040, for a total of nearly $9,000. And the craziest part is that Tyone did this as a full-time police officer in Louisiana. He made all this extra money in just a few hours of his spare time working out of a local diner on his lunch breaks. Like I said, this really doesn't take that long. And it's a very easy process. Just ask Jeannie Conca, who made $8,747, or Jean May, who got paid $6,634, or Rhonda Avera, who received a check for $2,100. Now, these are not insignificant sums of money. I don't know anyone who wouldn't take an extra $1,000 or so every single month. And after you see what I'll share today, you too can be on your way to receiving big, repeatable paydays with checks like these that show up in your mailbox like clockwork. And that really is the best part, because there's absolutely no ceiling on your income potential here. The only limitation is your own ambition, your goals, and your desire to achieve financial success. Just picture it, right? No more slaving away for an ungrateful boss. No more fears and worries about money troubles. No more running from debt collectors or cutting coupons or financial instability. Just a three-step process that could allow you to make more money from home than even the highest paying professional salaries. And while the ultimate income opportunity is as old as America itself, President Trump's new executive order will finally open it up to the masses, as potentially 90 million people across the country will now be able to use it to build their wealth. Now, remember, that's 1 in every 3 people, and I want you to be one of them. You might be asking yourself, well, why? Well, because I know firsthand the power of financial transformation that's available through the ultimate income opportunity. In fact, I've used this same exact 3-step process to acquire more wealth than I ever could have imagined. Over the last 30 years, I've built or bought 24 successful businesses in every industry you can think of, from real estate to software to construction, private equity, even nonprofits. My story has been featured in Forbes, Business Week, Reuters, NBC, Entrepreneur Magazine, even the Boston Globe. But I didn't grow up with any kind of special advantages. I didn't go to an Ivy League school, and I certainly didn't have a rich uncle that I could call on when times got tough. I was raised in a small farming town of just 6,000 people out in the middle of nowhere. My parents were Bible-believing, blue-collar types who taught me the value of hard work and honesty. I mean, heck, my dad even built our house by hand over several years, working a little bit at a time as he got paid. My first job as a boy was shoveling out horse stalls one hot August summer. And let me tell you, the last thing you want to smell is horse manure on a 90-degree day. But I've learned it's the challenges that make us who we are. And believe me, I've had to overcome my fair share of setbacks. Now, by the time I was in my early 20s, I dropped out of community college and I was up to my eyeballs in debt, struggling to keep my head above water. No matter what I did, I just couldn't seem to get ahead. It didn't help that I made minimum wage bagging groceries at a place called Yolk's Foods in Spokane, Washington. That $3.90 an hour that I got paid seemed to fly out of my bank account in the moment that it came in. Now, it didn't matter how hard I tried to pinch my pennies by eating canned tuna or ramen noodles. I mean, even with clipping coupons and my employee discount at the grocery store, I just never seemed to have enough money. I mean, between the bills, rent, gas for my broken down clunker of a car, I was struggling to make ends meet. So that fall night, when I discovered my giant breakthrough, it was as if God had parted the clouds and flipped on a giant spotlight over the answer that I had been praying for. And in that instant, the darkness kind of started to lift and the sun broke through. And I knew that I was going to be okay. It was the kind of revelation that changes everything. And I'm going to tell you more of my story in a moment. But for now, you need to know that with President Trump's new executive order, he has just unleashed the ultimate income opportunity so that even more Americans can take advantage of it. Now, I'm talking about a simple and repeatable way to easily put an extra $1,000, $3,000, even $5,000 or more into your pocket every single month. Just like Jonathan Turner, who made $3,390, or when Doug Baker made $3,612. And even Evie Hirschman made $2,145. Now, as you can see, it doesn't matter your age. I mean, I've helped people from 18 to 70 master this simple three-step process. It doesn't matter where you live, because this opportunity is available in all 50 states. You can even be international, and you can still take advantage of this income opportunity right here in America. And it doesn't matter what your network is. Doesn't matter who your parents are. I don't even care what your net worth is. All that matters is that you have a desire to build wealth and you're willing to make a few phone calls, send a couple of emails, and fill out this quick and easy form. I'll explain everything for you today and show you how you too could be among the exclusive class of new rich that President Trump's groundbreaking executive order is about to create. Now, this could finally be your chance to make it big, to have the life you've always dreamed about and the life that you deserve, like flying first class when you visit friends and family, or staying in a top-tier 5-star hotel, or simply having the time freedom to volunteer with your favorite charity. When you're financially free, you can clear your schedule to do the things that you love. You're not trapped in the hamster wheel, running from job to job, struggling to pay debt to debt as you try to sweat it out climbing the corporate ladder, or swinging from part-time gigs. Guys, when you're financially free, you can enjoy the quiet stillness of a calm Monday morning, knowing that instead of rushing out the door to go to work, you have enough money in the bank to cover all your essentials, plus little extras that you've longed for, like being able to take your significant other out for a fancy dinner at the best restaurant in town. You know, the kind of place that doesn't show its prices on the menu, and where the toughest decision that you'll have to make at the table is choosing what kind of dessert you want without having to share, or whether or not you want to order that second bottle of Chardonnay. Look, I know what it's like to aspire to these things, because like you, I've been there too. Remember, you guys, I'm a simple man from a small farming community. The first time I started making real money with this three-step process, admittedly, I kind of felt like a fraud. I felt like an imposter, like I didn't deserve it. And I really had to shift my beliefs about money and wealth and happiness before I finally realized that, you know what? I am worth it. And I want to help you realize that you're worth it too. I mean, after all, isn't it about time your ship came in? Now, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me back up and let me tell you the full story of how I discovered the ultimate income opportunity so that you can know how I've used this three-step process to make more money than I ever imagined with far less time and effort. You see, back when I was working at Yoke's Pack and Save, bagging groceries, drowning in debt, trying to eke out a living, I couldn't sleep one night. And so I flipped on my television set and I caught one of those late night real estate infomercials. Now, the presenter was compelling and I was desperately looking for hope. And that's when I decided that real estate was going to be my ticket out of a life of poverty. Well, I charged the fee to buy this guru's home study course on my last credit card, nearly maxing out my balance, by the way, and I committed myself to watching all of the lessons and doing all of the assignments. And I knew that if I was ever going to improve my financial situation, I'd need to buck up and dedicate myself to taking massive action. And I immediately went out and I did all the legwork. I drove around every rundown neighborhood in town, scouring for motivated sellers, littered street corners with those homemade I buy houses signs, and I hounded anyone who would contact me, trying to convince them to sell me their home for a fraction of what it was worth. It was miserable, but I learned a lot. And after a few months, I finally found my first property. It was a cheap, old, dilapidated house in a sketchy neighborhood that I thought I could fix up and sell for a profit. But it turns out flipping this house wasn't as easy as the infomercial made it sound. Now remember guys, I was only making minimum wage. I barely had enough money to live on, let alone buy this ugly old home. And how was I going to buy this $35,000 house and pay for all the costly repairs that it needed? Which I estimated was about another $15,000. I mean, I was already neck deep in debt and I had less than $200 to my name. Besides, even if I qualified for a mortgage, which I didn't, I couldn't afford the 20% required down payment. My options were limited, but I was committed to making this deal work. So I begged everyone I knew to loan me the money. Now, I hated asking my friends and my family to lend me money, but I had a dream to get out of debt and to make my own way. And so I swallowed my pride and I offered to do all of the necessary repairs if someone else could just put up the cash and then we could split the profits. And I thought, you know, this is a good plan, but nobody else believed in me. Nobody else could see the vision. I mean, I got rejected at least 24 times. And eventually I found someone who agreed to fund the deal. And of all the people, it was the pharmacist at the grocery store where I worked. And after putting in months of long nights and weekends doing the repairs where everything that could go wrong did go wrong, somehow I made it through. And the pharmacist and I sold that property and we split the profits 50-50. All told, we made $29,000 in profits and I was thrilled with my half. Because at that time, that had been the single largest amount of money I had ever held at one point. But it took me half a year of back-breaking work to earn that return. And if you divided it by all of the hours that I worked on that old house, it was far less than what I was making bagging groceries. And that's when I thought there had to be a better way, an easier and a faster way to earn money from real estate without working myself to death doing rehab. Now, I didn't know it at the time, but through my experience with the pharmacist, I had stumbled on what's called a private money loan in finance. A private money loan is simply a loan that comes from an individual rather than a traditional financial institution like a bank. Now, I want you to remember the term private money because it's the key ingredient in your ultimate income opportunity and the secret to the accompanying fortune that you could potentially be about to make. Now, I want you to fast forward to today, and I have everything I envisioned back when I watched that late night infomercial. I have a beautiful house on pristine acreage, I've gone on European vacations with my family, and the ability to send my kids to private Christian school where they can learn how to lead and serve others. And that's my real treasure, the time freedom that I have to do what I love, like attending my kids' sporting events, having an afternoon coffee date with my lovely wife whenever I want. After spending my days serving the ministry that I lead, as well as volunteering with other nonprofits that I care about, but all this time freedom and financial wealth, it didn't come from fixing and flipping houses. It came from something much simpler and something way easier and something that paid me a whole heck of a lot faster than the 6-month lag that I had to wait while working to repair that first house. Now, here's what I mean. After going through the grueling work of flipping several other houses, I realized 2 important things. First, the grunt work of fixing and flipping, it just wasn't for me. Now, I'm all about putting in a hard day's work, but I knew that I could make a lot more money much faster in the time that it took to make all those repairs. And that leads me to the second realization that I had. The fact that there are tens of thousands of other real estate investors out there who always need access to money for their deals, just like I did. And if I could simply connect the people who need money with those who have it, like the pharmacist who helped me, then I could make a handsome profit on the deal just for being the matchmaker. Now, this is what's called being a private money broker. Now, you can think of it like this, okay? Picture yourself back in elementary school, right? You're in the 5th grade at recess, and 2 of your classmates on the playground need your help. One kid has a shiny new toy, but no batteries. And the other kid has batteries, but no toy. Now, you as the private money broker are like the friend who connects the 2 kids together so that the toy works again. Now, the kid with the toy is like a builder or an investor who needs money to fix up or buy a property, while the kid with the batteries is like a private lender who has money to lend but doesn't know who needs it. Now, you, the private money broker, you're the smart kid in the class who introduces them, setting up the deal so that the toy, or in this case, a property, works. And in return, the broker, you, get rewarded with a piece of the closing costs for helping, which means you get paid a check mailed straight from the title company for your part in the transaction. Now, these nationwide title companies have offices all across the country. You've heard of them, places like First American Title, Stewart Title, Chicago Title, among many, many others. And here's the great part. As a private money broker, you get paid no matter what, and you get paid first. Whatever the buyer or the seller do with the property afterwards, that's up to them, which means you don't have any risk, no uncertainty, no hard work doing any repairs. You just make the connection, and you get paid. So to summarize, private money broker is someone who connects the person who needs money to buy or fix houses with the person who has the money to lend. It's a much easier, simpler, and faster way to earn consistent recurring income in real estate without being a landlord, without flipping houses, without wholesaling. And all that's required for you is to follow a 3-step process of 1, making a few phone calls, 2, sending a couple of emails, and 3, submitting some very simple paperwork. You don't need any real estate experience, you don't have any responsibilities for the property, and you don't need a license or any special certification to broker these deals in most states across the country. You just make the connection, submit the paperwork for the deal, and bam, you're done. I mean, it really is the ultimate income opportunity for those looking for a flexible, semi-passive route to making several $1,000s in just a short amount of time. Now, here, I want to pencil some numbers out so that you can really understand the income potential, all right? Now, typically, a private money broker may get about 3% of the loan amount. Now, sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it might be a little less, but 3% is the average. And the average size of a private money loan for a home right now is around $150,000. So for simple math, 3% of $150,000 equals $4,500. And that $4,500 is what you could get paid for brokering the deal. Now, of course, you could charge a higher fee, or you could have a bigger house project and you can dramatically increase your cut of the deal. For instance, if you wanted to charge a 4% fee for a $250,000 loan, you would earn $10,000. So you can probably understand how amazed I was when I discovered the income potential of becoming a private money broker. Now, I didn't have to do any of the grunt work, and I didn't have to take any of the financial risks in buying a property. All I had to do was connect people who needed money with those who had some money, and then I got paid. Now, after a while, I was averaging $25,000 per month, and I never looked back. Now, let me tell you, becoming a private money broker was a million times easier than flipping houses. And as a matter of fact, the first time I connected two people like this, it was a piece of cake. I mean, I made 3 phone calls, 1 on a Monday, 2 on a Tuesday. And once the introductions were made, I simply stepped out of the picture. And then I filled out some simple paperwork. I submitted it. And even though I had never seen the documents before, I'm telling you, I was a complete beginner. But the instructions were so simple and only took a few minutes. And a few days later, I received an email from a company in Spokane called Advantage Title. And they were writing to tell me that they had just mailed me a check for my part of the deal. Not long after that, I received a check for $1,250. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, I remember tearing that check open with a smile so big on my face that my cheeks started to hurt. I mean, that was the day that everything changed for me. That was the day that I knew I was on my way to becoming wealthy. It was as if I had stumbled onto some kind of a cheat code for almost effortlessly making instant money. And I thought, how could it be this easy? Now, again, all I did, I made a few simple phone calls in my spare time, and I filled out some basic paperwork. And from there, I went all in on private money brokering. And I began connecting investors with the funding they needed to complete their deals. And I created phone scripts and email templates to speed up the process. And I systematized my outreach, which allowed me to connect with investors much faster. And I learned how to build trust and rapport with people quickly and how to source the best deals. And amazingly, what I realized is that once a real estate investor did one deal with me, they would continually come back to access more funding. And I very quickly became the money guy. And before I knew it, I was pocketing 2 to 3 checks a week, sometimes much more, just for connecting real estate investors who need money with the lenders who have it. And in a short amount of time, I had multiple streams of income flowing into my bank account from repeat and referral sources. I mean, it was as if someone had turned on a magic money spigot that constantly flowed new $1,000 checks to me on a regular basis. Now, I want to ask, what could you do with an extra source of income like that right now? I mean, a proven process for making an extra $1,000, $3,000, even $5,000 or more, and repeating this process as much as you like to earn consistent, predictable paydays every 45 days or so. Now, pretty soon, I began teaching my friends how to do private money brokering as well. And eventually I started putting on seminars and doing conferences and hosting events to teach others how to do the same. And ultimately, I had so much extra money that I actually began funding some of these private money deals with my own cash. And in the nearly 3 decades since I watched that infomercial, my firm has been involved in thousands of real estate transactions around the country, totaling over $250 million in private money loans, real estate acquisitions, note and mortgage consulting. And I've trained more than 70,000 people on how to make consistent, repeatable income as a private money broker. I mean, people like Chad Young, who cashed his check for $3,210. Sam Dickey scored $1,995. And Gene Parrish profited $4,836. Then just a month later, Gene made another $949. Guys, that's why I say that private money brokering really is the ultimate income opportunity. I mean, you can follow its simple 3-step process over and over again as much as you like to generate multiple streams of income and build real generational wealth, all on your own terms and on your own schedule. I mean, this is how I've helped people from all across the country and from all different types of backgrounds earn their first $1,000, $10,000, even $100,000 in extra income. Now, some of the people that I've taught this three-step process to include a teacher's aide, a retired business executive, an Air Force logistics technician, a full-time real estate agent, a part-time beautician, a Baton Rouge police officer, the owner of a screen printing shop, an architect who designs football stadiums, even a single mom with 2 young children, and a soybean farmer in Nebraska. I mean, you couldn't get a more diverse group of people, yet they've all been successful simply by following this same proven, semi-passive 3-step process. Making a few phone calls, sending a couple of emails, and submitting some paperwork, which again, I will walk you through every single step. Now, I've given those who follow my instructions the chance to change their financial trajectory of their family tree literally for generations to come. And that's why I say it doesn't matter where you're located. Doesn't matter what you've been through in life. I don't even care what your financial situation is. Because if you have a cell phone and an internet connection and the desire to build wealth, then you already have everything you need to gain financial freedom. Because the only limitations to achieving true financial success are your attitude and your willingness to take action. You know, it reminds me of a quote on perseverance by John D. Rockefeller, America's first billionaire and the founder of Standard Oil. You know, good old JDR. He was born 20 years before the Civil War, and he grew up on a tiny farm shack in Cleveland, Ohio, without running water. His dad was nicknamed Devil Bill, who was a con man and a womanizer, literally a snake oil salesman. Yet, despite these disadvantages, John D. Rockefeller said this. He said, "I always tried to turn every disaster into an opportunity." Now, this same pattern of self-belief and determination remains in effect today. Now, I want you to consider the number of modern, self-made billionaires who don't have college degrees. Larry Ellison, founder of Oracle, Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook, Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft, all who, like me, are college dropouts. Oh, and by the way, Bill Gates was the richest man in the world for 18 years. He simply started building computer programs when he was just 13 years old by sneaking out of the house at night and then writing code until 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, personally, I'm not great at computers, but even as a kid working on the farm, I knew that I wanted to help people, and I knew that I wanted to become rich. So I kept working. I kept my head up, and I kept believing in what's possible. Because adversity can be your friend if you allow it to fuel your future success. I mean, let's take James Dyson, for example. He created more than 5,000 failed prototypes over a 4-year period before he finally nailed his famous dual cyclone vacuum. Today, Dyson's net worth is beyond $15 billion, and he's one of the richest people in the UK. Oprah Winfrey, she conquered racism and sexism on her climb to the top of her media empire. And as a result, she's one of the richest female celebrities on the planet. Or what about Steve Jobs or Jeff Bezos, 2 of the great entrepreneurs of the last 100 years? Both men started their businesses from their garages, working in their spare time. Now, Apple and Amazon are 2 of the largest and most well-known companies on earth. Now, you don't need to have aspirations of becoming a billionaire or even the desire to build a worldwide company. My point in sharing these stories is to help you see that there are absolutely no limitations on what you can accomplish. Even if it feels like you're starting behind the 8 ball or that the odds are stacked against you. I mean, if Oprah and Bill Gates, even John Rockefeller can overcome their adversity to build massive amounts of wealth, so can you. And now with President Trump's executive order and the ultimate income opportunity with private money brokering, it's even easier than ever before. Now, maybe your goal is just to earn a couple extra $1,000s a month, or maybe you're looking for a way to make more money so that you can leave an inheritance to your loved ones. Maybe you're tired of being chained to a cubicle and you want to be your own boss. I mean, whatever is motivating you to seek other sources of income, I want you to know that what I'm sharing with you today, it could be the answer you've been searching for. Because the ultimate income opportunity with private money brokering has been used by people as diverse as baristas to billionaires and everyone in between. And right now, because of President Trump's new executive order, even more people will be able to profit from it. Now, let me explain. For decades, retirement accounts like 401ks and IRAs have been held captive to Wall Street's grasp. But with President Trump's stroke of a pen, these chains are finally coming off because President Trump's new executive order, number 14330, on democratizing access for investors. Now, to be clear, this isn't just a policy update, it's a payday pipeline for those who know where to stand. Because guys, this isn't about investing in real estate or flipping houses or riding the stock market's wild ups and downs. It's about putting yourself in the flow of money that's about to wash over 90 million people. Because as Yahoo Finance and the New York Times report, $12 trillion of capital, this is money that's been locked up for decades on Wall Street, is now being primed to flow into real estate projects across the country. And when all of this new money floods into real estate, history shows us that two things are about to happen. Number one, deal flow is about to explode because builders and developers and investors will scramble to keep up with the new demand. And number two, middlemen get rich. Not by owning property, not by flipping houses, but by simply connecting this money to those deals. Now, this is where the opportunity lies, being the middleman or woman who can connect deals with funding as a private money broker. Now, I've been in real estate a long time, and I can tell you that whenever barriers come down, fortunes are made. I mean, take the creation of the Federal Housing Administration back in 1934. The FHA introduced government-backed mortgage insurance, making it easier for individuals to obtain home loans and stimulated the housing market. This one event made it possible for people to begin buying and building homes at more reasonable prices. And it laid the foundation for our modern mortgage lending practices. Or how about when the real estate investment trust laws were passed in the 1960s and billions poured into commercial property? The massive influx of capital minted an entire new class of first-generation millionaires. Or look at when the Jobs Act legalized crowdfunding back in 2012. Early adopters in real estate syndications rode the wave of small investors pooling money into these massive projects. And now, with this new executive order, the door has been opened for retirement funds, all $12 trillion worth of them, along with the more than 90 million people who hold this money, who are going to flood it right in to the real estate market. And those who put themselves in the flow of this money will have the chance to make life-changing financial rewards. I mean, just picture it. $12 trillion, the equivalent of $45 million every hour, 24 hours a day for the next 30 years. Now, when there's more capital chasing more deals, someone's got to sit in the middle, connecting these borrowers and these lenders, connecting these builders to these investors, and projects connected to this capital. Now, that someone doesn't have to put up a dime. They don't need years of experience. All they need is my simple three-step process: a way to find deals, a way to source money, and a way to put the two together. And every time someone does this, they get paid. Well, today, that someone could be you. Now, I'm talking about paydays of $1,000, $3,000, even $5,000 or more just for making the introduction and brokering the connection. I mean, guys, that's exactly what Ernest Valaric did. And because of it, he got a check for $7,070. And Margaret Wong also brokered a deal, and she made $1,140. Now, President Trump's new executive order could unleash a wellspring of new wealth all across the country as millions of people become truly rich for the first time. And like I said, I want you to be one of them, because every dollar needs a deal, and every deal needs a private money broker, and every private money broker gets paid. The only question I have is, will you be one of them? Because in the weeks and months ahead, the opportunities are going to multiply very fast. And those who act now could be cashing their checks within days. And those who hesitate, well, you're going to be left watching from the sidelines while other people are profiting. And that's why I'm sharing this really important message with you today, because this really is a once-in-a-lifetime chance for you to step into this flow of trillions of dollars in new capital without ever risking your own. It's the ultimate shortcut to achieving financial independence, because true wealth, you guys, it's built by multiple semi-passive income streams that consistently flow money to you on a recurring basis. And that's exactly what private money brokering can do for you. This isn't theory. And guys, the numbers don't lie. Even if just 5% of the 12 trillion total retirement savings shift into real estate because of Trump's executive order, that's still $600 billion flooding into projects. And with that kind of money pouring into real estate, the boom will be the biggest rise in housing we've ever seen. Oh, and by the way, we could really use that boom right about now. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, as America is facing an affordable housing shortage of roughly 5 million homes, and that's another reason why President Trump has kicked things off with this executive order, because it'll exponentially increase the building and development of new real estate. And I probably don't need to remind you that President Trump is first and foremost a genius at real estate development. I mean, he wrote the book on it, after all, In the Art of the Deal. So say what you will about his politics or his social media posts, because there's no denying his billion-dollar accomplishments in real estate all across the globe. And that's why President Trump's executive order is all about building wealth by providing real value to people with real assets. So real, in fact, that you can reach out and touch the real estate with your own hands. And the timing for you right now is perfect, because 5 years ago, I joined forces with several other wealthy individuals to open up not one, but two different private equity funds to invest these same kinds of real estate deals that I continue to manage every single day. And following President Trump's executive order, we expect to have even more money coming in that I'm going to need to put to work, which means I need more brokers who can help me connect with real estate borrowers and investors and home builders all over the country. And that's why I'm excited to announce that today I'm launching a brand new initiative to train more people on how to take advantage of this ultimate income opportunity through an exclusive program that I'm calling Six Figure Broker. Now, Six Figure Broker will become my legacy and the cornerstone of all of my other trainings. Now, this could be your fastest path to six figures and beyond in real estate without buying, selling, or flipping a single property. And like I said, the timing right now for you, it could not be any better. Because with President Trump's new executive order sending up to $12 trillion into real estate and the massive demand for affordable housing, it's not going away anytime soon. This is the perfect chance for you to profit handsomely as a six-figure broker. And when you are a six-figure broker, you're not stuck with tenants or toilets or termites. You're not stuck riding the ups and downs of the stock market roller coaster. You're not left searching for more side gigs or scratching your head trying to figure out how to start an online business. Instead, you're going to have a proven, simple, three-step process for positioning yourself right in the flow of all of that money. You just have to be willing to be able to connect these real estate professionals who need money with the lenders like myself who have it. Now guys, I have dry powder that I need to put to work for my investors ASAP. And to be frank, I need more deals. And that's why I want to give you guys the complete roadmap to success inside of the six-figure broker so that you can help source these new deals for me. And when you do, I will gladly pay you a healthy percentage on the transaction. And that's exactly what I did for Diane Crushaw when she profited $1,190. Look at Julie Tilson. Get this, $4,965. And remember, your payment actually comes out of the closing costs. So your check will be mailed directly to you from a reputable title company. All it takes is the ability to make a few phone calls, send a couple of emails, and submit some paperwork. And that's why I believe that my brand new 6-figure broker program is absolutely the best way to profit from the coming real estate boom. As potentially 90 million Americans could begin to move $12 trillion into real estate projects via their retirement accounts. And remember, you guys, every dollar needs a deal. Every deal needs a private money broker, and every private money broker gets paid. Now, this is how you can truly earn the big bucks and have the best shot at making 6 figures and beyond. Now, here's how this works, okay? When you accept my invitation to join my 6-figure broker program today, you're instantly going to receive the Money Broker Blueprint online video course. Now, this is an 8-part self-paced video training that's going to walk you through the complete brokering process. Now, over the course of 7 short hours of educational content, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to automatically attract real estate investors that you can connect to me and my private equity funds. Now, you're going to learn how to generate leads, you're going to learn how to source deals, you're going to learn how to vet projects, and you're going to learn how to quickly complete the very simple paperwork, which make connecting with investors, gathering all this information a lot simpler, okay? And you're going to learn critical mindset shifts to help you expand your beliefs about money and success and finding true happiness. Because of the monumental opportunity posed now with President Trump's new executive order democratizing assets like real estate and the urgent need that our country has for affordable housing, I decided to release this powerful training today in order to give more people like you the chance to increase their incomes through private money brokering, potentially earning 6 figures, even multiple 6 figures a year. Guys, this really is your chance to finally escape the rat race and put yourself on track to earn more money than most doctors and lawyers. I mean, as soon as you get started, you could have investors beating down your door with repeat deals that need funding. And for every deal that you bring to me, you get paid. This is how Brendan Wright got his check for $3,564. This is how Stephen No made $7,455. And they didn't have to flip a house. They didn't have to break their backs doing renovations. They didn't need to recruit any new prospects in their upline. They didn't even have to invest any of their own capital into a startup or buy inventory. They just used what they had, which was a cell phone, an internet connection, and the instructions that I gave them. To make a few phone calls, send a couple of emails, and submit some paperwork, which all takes just a few hours a week if you really want to make this work. And in the Money Broker Blueprint video training, I'm going to show you exactly how to connect with investors and complete the paperwork. So there won't be anything you won't be prepared for. Additionally, when you join 6-Figure Broker today, you'll also get my full brokering toolbox, including my sample fee agreement, my borrower checklist, and a templated purchase agreement that you can begin using right away. Now, inside my broker toolbox, you'll be able to access additional trainings like my Rule of 54 marketing series, my monthly training webinars, and my exclusive CEO fireside chats where I distill my hard-won business lessons from the last 30 years. You're also going to get my quick start private money brokering map, which clearly shows you how you can get paid all over the country. And you're going to get my exclusive brokering PowerPoint presentation that you can share with investors to instantly gain credibility. You're going to get all of these tools. You're going to get all of these templates to make sure you can hit the ground running, because the faster that you're equipped to start connecting investor deals with my funds, the faster you can get paid. And again, these checks can range in size from a couple of $100 to several $1,000, like Martha Brace, who made $1,968. Jeff Newhard, who profited $1,293. Even Ricky Christian, who cashed a nice check of $5,950. Guys, all of the people that you've seen today have made their money following the exact same three-step process that I cover in detail inside of my brand new six-figure broker program. Now, each of the proprietary tools and templates I'm going to give you has been battle tested. They are proven to work, but I'm not through yet, because when you join Six Figure Broker today, I'm also going to include 3 additional bonuses. Now, the first of which is my Elite Money Connector Bootcamp training. Now, this was a very high-end 5-day advanced training that my team and I put on for several of our members, helping them master the nuances of social media marketing and giving them tips for managing their deal pipeline. And we shared best practices for nurturing referral relationships so that they became rainmakers for their broker business. And you're going to get the Advanced Money Connector Bootcamp training as a free bonus today. You're also going to get a digital version of my best-selling book, The Money Connector: How to Make Income Lending Other People's Money. Now, inside the Money Connector ebook, you're going to discover how the 2008 crash proved that this strategy is recession-proof, and why brokers kept earning money even as investors were going broke. Now, this 5-step process will transform a single phone call from a $3,000 to a $5,000 payday in just a matter of minutes. And the real reason that lenders love working with private money brokers and how to become their go-to partner for deal after deal. You're also going to learn the sweet spot formula for finding perfect deals that lenders can't wait to fund and that can put even more money in your pocket even faster. And you're also going to learn the #1 mindset shift that separates six-figure brokers from everyone else and how you can start mastering it today. By the time you finish the Money Connector, you're going to see exactly how people just like you are creating 5-figure months and 6-figure years, all from the comfort of their own home, simply by making a few introductions. The Money Connector is by far more than a book. It is your blueprint for financial independence. And while it retails for $24.95, I'm going to include it for my full private money Rolodex of 136 of my closest peers and fellow fund managers from around the country. Now, these are 136 of the best private money lenders in the nation. Each one is a colleague. I trust them. And in many cases, we have co-sponsored deals with them. Now, why would we do this? So that you can rest assured that they're all legitimate partners who, like me, need plenty of new deals. Now, I have 2 reasons for giving you this. First, it's because I'm a competitive guy, and I want to make sure that I'm always offering the best rates. So if you find another lender with a cheaper rate, just bring the qualified, fully quoted final deal to me anyway, and I guarantee I'll beat it. Now, you, of course, you still get your broker fee, okay? Secondly, I want to make sure that you have plenty of opportunities to make as much money as possible as a private money broker. And while I know that my team is great at what we do, 90 million people with $12 trillion being spread out across 50 states, it's a bit more than we can handle. So by giving you this list of 136 other lenders, I'm immediately putting you in the flow of money all across the country. And finally, you'll also get immediate and secure access to your own online broker portal, where you can review and track your deals through every step of the funding process. Now, it costs me hundreds of thousands of dollars to update and maintain this secure broker portal for my brokers, along with all of the support staff, loan officers, and internal team members who work alongside me to ensure your success. But I will gladly give you complimentary access to this portal along with my full online suite of private money brokering tools to help you win big. Because the more that I help you make money, the more you'll help me fund deals for my investors. So like I said, I'm giving you everything you need to be successful so that you can start making an extra $1,000 or $3,000 or $5,000 every single month with private money brokering. Now, Six Figure Broker is my complete system served up for you literally on a silver platter. And as the saying goes, the system works if you work the system. Now, you've already seen proof of that today, not just with my own personal experience using the simple 3-step process that I told you about to becoming a multimillionaire, but also with the case studies of more than 40 of my top brokering proteges who've used the exact same 3-step private money brokering process to earn as much as $4,635, $5,922, even $7,278. So if you're ready to start earning more income now, if you're ready to change the financial trajectory of your family tree for the next generations to come, and if you're ready to join the new rich that President Trump's watershed executive order is about to create, then my Six Figure Broker program is for you. I mean, you can get started today and you can be on your way to cashing your first check in as little as just 45 days from right now. I mean, just look at what some of my other broker proteges have said about my training. Niall Arkish sent me a video saying, I just picked up my very first broker check. It's for $5,722. Lee and team, you guys are amazing. And Veronica Smith, she sent me a video to tell me, Lee, I paid attention, I took notes, and I just brokered my first deal. And guess what? I made $6,405. I'm blown away. This does work, Lee Arnold. Thank you. And Rosemary Cunius, she sent one in saying, here's my first check for $8,100 that came from a fix and flip in Washington. And here's my second check for just over $1,600 from a deal I brokered in Mississippi. You guys, it's stories like these that keep me going long after I could have retired. Because what gets me out of bed every single day is the fact that my team and I are changing lives for the better. It's the same kind of financial transformation that I experienced after brokering my first loan when I received a check for $1,250 in less than a week. And I'm proud to say that I've trained more than 70,000 people on how to achieve the same feeling of financial independence as well. Some of whom have used private money brokering to supplement their retirement, generate more cash flow, even replace their full-time job. Guys, today it's your turn. With my new Six Figure Broker online program, you can complete the video course from the comfort of your own home. And as soon as you're ready, you can start brokering deals and getting paid. Now remember, you do not need any previous real estate experience. And you can broker these deals from anywhere. I just need you to make a few phone calls, send a couple of emails, and connect me with investors who need cash. And when you fill out your paperwork and you submit a deal through the broker portal that I'm providing you, once that transaction is completed, you get paid. Now, normally, the cost to go through my broker training is several $1,000s, depending on the size of the seminar and where I'm hosting that particular event. But when you join Six Figure Broker today, you're not going to pay anywhere near that. Not even half, not even a quarter of that amount. Because with the combined urgency of the new executive order, the combined urgency of the housing shortage, and the explosion of capital in my investment funds, I've decided to do something quite drastic. I've slashed the price to join Six Figure Broker today to just $97. Now, I get it. This is an insanely small amount to invest in yourself compared to the incredible income potential that you're going to have. And if you don't want to take my word for it, or the people that you've heard from today, then try it out for yourself, risk-free, with my 30-day 100% money back guarantee. That's right, guys. Join Six Figure Broker today and take a risk-free test drive for the next 30 days. Study the material for yourself, watch all the lessons, review all the content. And if at the end of 30 days, you're not 100% convinced that Six Figure Broker has everything that you need to start earning consistent, repeatable, reliable income, then simply contact me through a member of my support team and I will refund every penny that you pay today. But that's not all, because I'm going to remove every obstacle to make this as easy of a decision for you as possible. And that's why I'll even pay you to join Six Figure Broker today. Now, I call it the First Check Challenge. And here's what I mean. I want you to join me inside the Six Figure Broker. And when you bring me your first private money brokering deal at any point over the next 90 days, even if it's your own deal, I'll reimburse you the amount that you pay today. Which means not only will you be getting a check for your broker fee, but you're also going to receive a check from me paying you back for the $97 that you are investing today. So why would I do this? Well, it's simple. Like I said, you guys, I have money that I need to put to work for my investors, and my only constraint, I need more deals. So I will gladly pay you to loan my money, because without you bringing me deals, all that money, it just sits, and I can't have that. So click the button below. I want you to join, and rest assured that I've removed every possible risk and objection that I can possibly think of for you. Now remember, this is the only place that this exclusive offer is available. And if you leave this page, you may never see this opportunity again. So let's quickly recap everything that you're going to get when you join today. Membership in my Six Figure Broker program includes the 8-part Money Broker Blueprint online video course. And remember, you're also going to get my complete private money brokering toolbox, which includes a sample fee agreement, my borrower checklist, and additional resources. And as a bonus, you're also going to get my elite Money Connector Bootcamp training. Plus, you're going to receive a digital copy of my best-selling book, The Money Connector, and How to Make Income Lending Other People's Money. And for your third bonus, you're also going to get my full list of 136 other lenders that you can partner with across the country to earn even more money. Finally, you're going to get complimentary access to my secure brokers portal, where you can submit, review, and track every deal that you're going to get paid on. Plus, you're protected by my 30-day 100% money back guarantee. And remember, guys, I'm even going to reimburse your membership fee when you submit your first deal through my First Check Challenge. Guys, this really is a no-brainer offer. I mean, my Six Figure Broker program is the complete package of all of my best profit-producing broker training programs bundled together to you at a fraction of the typical cost. I mean, for just $97, you can put yourself on the fast track to financial independence and profit from the lucrative real estate boom that is about to take off. Guys, that's less than the cost of a nice dinner for two. And it's a drop in the bucket compared to the unlimited income potential that you're going to have moving forward. Because with President Trump's new executive order, millions of people will now have the opportunity to join the financial elite by earning their own six figures and even multiple six-figure incomes in a year. Now, don't you think that you should be one of them? Just click the button below, get started, do it today, because when you do, you're going to be taken to a secure order form where you can review all of the details of this offer, along with my First Check Challenge and the 30-day 100% money back guarantee. And when you're ready, you'll be able to fill in your payment details to become an official member. And when you do, you're going to instantly get access to all of the training, all of the materials that I've told you about here today. But guys, you gotta hurry. I mean, this limited time and exclusive offer is not available anywhere else. This could be your opportunity to change everything. It is your sign to act. It is your path to financial freedom. It is your purpose. Impact awaits, so don't hesitate, but I need you to do it today. Look, if you have the desire to build wealth and the ambition to succeed, there's absolutely nothing stopping you from achieving the lifestyle that you deserve. Click the button below. Join me inside my 6-figure broker program now. I want you to put yourself in the flow of money, and I want you to do it today.